Good evening, everyone. My name is Tammy Sheffield. Currently, I work as an online high school teacher for a virtual public school in Kansas. I've been doing that. This is my third year. All total, I've been a teacher for 7 years. At work, my extra responsibilities include taking turns with other teachers to lead our department meetings and helping new teachers get accustomed to our online teaching environment. Outside of work, my leadership role is with the club that my husband and I belong to. As the senior member of our ladies group, I am looked to for guidance and assistance and leadership for all the charity events and things that we put together and that we are a part of. To be honest though, I don't really seek out leadership roles, but I seem to be the one person in a group who people look to for leadership. So often my leadership roles are because no one else wants the job, and I just kind of get stuck in that position. As far as someone who has been who has had the most influence on my life, that would be my grandmother. She has had the most influence on my life because she was just an amazing person. She grew up during the Depression, so she knew the value of hard work and the payoffs of a job well done. She never accepted no as an answer from me, nor did she accept anything less than my very best. Even though she could be tough, she was always fair, and she always loved unconditionally, even when she didn't like the choices I was making. She has always inspired me to be the best that I can, and she's been the one person that if I ever wanted somebody to be proud of me, it was her, and she never failed to let me know she was. As far as the personality test that we took, I guess my results were pretty accurate. But I do kind of disagree with some of them a little bit. As far as the extroversion portion of it, I scored 81 in the 81 percentile. I am not an outgoing person, but my job and outside interests require me to be extroverted. So I'm an introvert who has to pretend to be an extrovert for most of the things I do. The emotional stability was in the 13th percentile, which I think is a little low. But I am an emotional person at times. I do wear my heart on my sleeve, and I can get angry. My agreeableness was in the 25 percentile, and I guess that's fairly accurate. I try to be an optimistic person, and I've had a few life experiences that have kind of tinted that. I don't wear the rose-colored glasses anymore. I can be very critical when I need to be. I was surprised that my conscientiousness wasn't a little bit higher because of some of my OCD tendencies, but I guess the 72nd percentile is close. And then finally on the intellect and imagination, I scored in the 80th percentile on that. And I think that's fairly accurate since I'm always looking for new things to learn, new ways to learn things, and I'm always seeking out new ideas and ways of teaching my students. I do feel like I have a little bit higher than normal intellect. I don't know, maybe that's just the nerd in me. But overall, I think the personality test was fairly accurate. The two leadership theories that I picked out that most closely align with me are the servant leader theory and the authentic leadership theory. I picked the servant leadership theory because I think that fits my personality best, because I am conscientious to the needs of others and I can empathize with the needs of my students, but I can be critical when I have to, and I hold myself to a high level of ethical standards when it comes to my teaching career and my interactions with my students, which I do believe fits that authentic leadership theory pretty well. And then, of course, the intellect, imagination, and agreeableness portions of my personality test seem to fit in with both the servant leader theory and the authentic leadership theory, just because of the type of person I am. I like to serve others and help others, so I have a strong ability to empathize with people, and I can't lie to save my life, so I'm always pretty honest with people, even though I do try to temper that where it's not so, doesn't seem quite so critical. Anyway, that is a little bit me. Overall, like I said, I'm not a seeker of leadership roles, but as a teacher, I'm a leader for my students. So I have worked to develop a positive leadership characteristic and a solid set of ethical standards that I adhere to in order to be a good role model and leader for my students. I look forward to working with all of y'all. My 5 minutes are up, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see y'all in class.